Ready to make something unique? You're going to love your Marrakesh chalk box. It pairs a lovely old world style with a perfectly of the moment gold ink on a neutral pillow that's going to freshen up any space. Your Marrakesh chalk box comes with everything you see here: square pillow cover 2-pack, the beautiful D-size Marrakesh transfer, and a 3-ounce jar of shimmer gold Chalkology ink. Now let's get started. First, I prepared my pillow cover by ironing out all the wrinkles and folds so it's nice and smooth. I've got a 17 by 17 inch ink mat here, which is a great add-on tool for this project. I'll just remove the protective cover to expose the slight adhesive, and then I'll get it inserted into the pillow form. I'm just rolling it a bit so it fits inside the zipper. Once inside, I can unroll it and get it centered and the corners positioned just right, and then I'm pressing and smoothing it out so it sticks to the board without any bumps or wrinkles, because that will mean uneven ink application. Now I'm just checking my coverage here, and the transfer will fit perfectly, almost like they were made for each other, because they totally are. And I'm just working the backer off the transfer, and I'm trying not to pull from the corner on the diagonal, but rather straight from the side so I don't stretch the silk screen here. These larger transfers can be kind of tricky because you really don't want it to fold and stick to itself. So I'm just going to carefully turn it over and get it positioned right in the middle of the pillow cover. I'm leaving a little excess at the bottom since the zipper is bulkier, and once it's stuffed and on the couch, it will be sitting on that bottom, so that little space will never show. And then I'll get it all smoothed out on the pillow. I want it really adhered to the pillow so it doesn't have any bubbles or wrinkles, and that way the ink will go down with clean, sharp lines, and we hopefully won't see any bleed under, especially in the corners where the seam allowances can cause some bumps. Now I've got my gold ink, and I've already opened and stirred this, so I'll just grab my small squeegee and get started. I like to start at the top and work my way down, both from the top of the transfer to just how I apply the ink. I've found working from just one direction makes for cleaner lines. And I'm just making sure I cover all the screened areas really well now, and I'll find a corner that I can start to lift and work my way over to the middle and carefully remove this transfer from the pillow. Make sure you don't have any ink on your hands so that while you are stabilizing the pillow, you don't accidentally get a spot on it. And do be careful. This is ink, and it may stain what it touches, even if it isn't heat set. As I lift the transfer, I'm checking for even coverage, because if I see a light spot, I can just carefully lay the transfer back down and re-ink that area. Sometimes the shimmer ink can be tricky because the glitter wants to stay on top of the screen, and you may have to work it through a bit. Now I'll just remove it, and you'll want to wash the transfer immediately. You really can't let the ink dry on it, or it will clog the screen and ruin the transfer. You will need to let it dry completely, and the ink should not be tacky at all. I've already removed the ink mat from within the cover, so now I'm ready to heat set my design. You definitely don't want to heat set your fabric with the mat under it, as that could ruin both the mat and your surface. I've got a sheet of parchment here to use as a barrier between my design and iron, and I'll set my iron to medium heat, which is appropriate for this type of fabric. I'm going to iron this for about 4 minutes, keeping my iron moving in slow circles. I don't want to let it stand still because it could scorch the fabric. I'll adjust the parchment so I can hit the whole design, and once I've got the top done, I'm going to turn the pillow cover inside out, and then I'll iron the back side of the design too. No need for parchment paper here. And I'll do that for about another 4 minutes, just to make sure I've got even heat through the full layer of ink to make my design permanent. Now, these pillow covers are spot clean only. They will shrink if you wash or dry them. Now you're ready to stuff, fluff, and add some updated style to any space. You could even make another matching pillow, all from this one great chalk box.